Good morning. How is everyone? So, I'm going to cut right to the chase here. I can't think of a more transformative, a more catalytic project than this one today. We've worked on some really great projects at Georgia Green Ventures and with many towns, counties, and I think about everything that this project brings to the table, and I don't think it misses anything. So I want everyone to think back, I don't know, about a year ago. Even better than that, let's go back 3 months ago today when we closed. There was a blighted, contaminated, somewhat unsafe parking lot here. Roll the tapes forward to today. All of you are here today. But we have hundreds of construction workers and plumbers and electricians and contractors that are working today to build a 96-unit affordable mixed-income supportive housing project. Something that we are all extremely, extremely proud of and excited about. What I even want to do, indulge with me, and let's think about 16 months from now. Where's Walter and Derek in construction? You guys agreeing? 16 months from now? Yes?
Yes, sir.
All right, you heard it right here. 16 months. Okay. We're going to be standing in what I think will be the most transformative project, not just here in the town and the county and Long Island, but actually in New York State. There's going to be over 5,000 square feet of retail. 2 public plazas. Where's Teatro? We're going to have the arts and the theater stationed right here on this site, not just for the residents, but for the entire community. There's probably going to be a brewery like we landed in Riverhead. And I'll likely be watching the Jets lose on Sundays. And hopefully the Yankees win. Tough loss last night. But more than that, 96 apartments of affordable housing. And for any of you that don't know Georgia Green Ventures believes that affordable housing has a place in every community, and that diversity of race and diversity of income and diversity of age and diversity of lived experiences is what make our communities better and stronger. And that's why we are so proud to have worked on this very, very, very exciting project. And I want everyone now to think about the people living in the building, right? You're going to have, hello Alexa, good morning. You're going to have that teenager that doesn't want to get up for school in the morning. You might have that senior retiree sipping their coffee, drinking their morning paper, reading their morning paper. You don't drink papers. And also all of the birthdays and the celebrations that are going to exist at this very site and transforming, again, what was a blighted parking lot next to some of the best transit in Long Island. So I want to thank the Town of Islip and Supervisor Angie Carpenter, okay, and the town board and everyone in the town for selecting Georgia Green Ventures and our partner Coca. Devin Coca with us here today. In addition, we've partnered with FREE, Family Residences Enterprise E. We're going to leave it at FREE for now. But Sue, thank you very much for your partnership and working with us. Without the collaboration of Suffolk County and the programming that they've done, and OPWDD and the state of New York, we are going to have 15 units set aside for residents with intellectual disabilities or developmental disabilities right here. Thank you so much for that. So, no further ado, I'd like to invite up our county executive, Ed Romaine, who has been arguably the most supportive county executive that I've worked with in building affordable workforce housing. He has been nonstop when he was initially elected, set a task force together and rounded up everyone on Long Island to discuss the needs of affordable workforce housing. It was absolutely incredible. I thank you for making me and GGV a part of it. Thank you for your team, Commissioner Lansdale, Leah Jefferson, and everyone else at the county that work on these projects and provide the funding to make these projects possible. If you could please come up. Thank you so much.
It's a pleasure to be here for Jessica Green. Where's Devin? How you doing, buddy? They're building the future. 70 years ago, the street right over there is Brightside Avenue. I lived at 50 Brightside Avenue.
Wow.
I used to walk up Brightside Avenue to go to St. John of God, the school So I've watched Central Islip change over the years in a major way. Kudos to the Town of Islip, Supervisor Angie, Carpenter, the town board, and all those involved in town government for selecting Jessica Green and having the vision to move forward. Do we need more affordable housing? Absolutely. Where is Sarah Lansdale? There she is, our planning director. Great, great. And Leah Jefferson, our affordable housing person. Where are you, Leah? There she is next. I also want to thank the state of New York. I see Rob is here. So thank you so much. And we have a representative of Senator Schumer. Where are you? Give a wave. There he is. Everyone knows this guy. What does that say? It says when we're all on the same page, when we're all moving together, we can accomplish great things. This is a great thing. This is 96 units, most of which are affordable, for a variety of housing that is desperately needed. This is desperately needed. We need more affordable and more housing in Suffolk County, without a doubt. On this, the governor and I agree. So we are going to continue to push for housing. But this is a great location. You can walk right across the tracks and get on the train station. You can walk down the block and do shopping. You've got everything you need here. Central Islip is the heart of what's important. So I've got to tell you, I am happy to be here. I am going to stand with those who want to build more housing for the people in Suffolk County. Housing that is diverse, housing that takes an environmentally scarred piece of property, remediate it, and turn it into something positive. It's taking something that was not so positive and making it absolutely great. So Jessica Green, thank you. Town of Islip, thank you. State of New York, thank you. My friends at county government, thank you. Sarah, everyone. And to Senator Schumer, whose representatives here, keep on sending federal dollars. We need all we can get, not only for housing, but for roads, for railroads, for the infrastructure that we need to grow this island, to build this economy, to make Suffolk, I was going to say great again, but we've been great since we were founded. And Suffolk was founded in 1640. They landed in Southold and Southampton. Central Islip a little late. In fact, I think I lived in one of the first houses built in Central Islip, the Bridger House at 50 Brightside Avenue. So we came a little later. But we're all island and we're all Suffolk. And we are going to have a great future. Invest your money here. We'll turn people's hopes into and dreams into reality. And let me tell you, watch a person turn a key to a house or an apartment that's now theirs, where they didn't have one to call theirs before. That's a dream. That's a reality coming true. That's what Suffolk is all about. Let us, as we leave today, and I have to go to another event, but I'm going to turn some dirt with the supervisor. Let us continue to dream. Let us continue to dream, and let us continue to work to turn those dreams into reality. God bless you. Thank you. I can't wait to cut the ribbon on this building and welcome new residents to Central Islip.
County Executive, I know that you have to leave. Did you want to go get
No,
Oh, could you-
I'll wait
oh,
long enough.
okay.
I want to stand with our supervisor.
Okay. You know, at Suffolk County, I also want to thank the Suffolk County Land Bank for their partnership and working with us on this project, and the entire board at the Suffolk County Land Bank. In addition to County Legislator Trish Bergen, I don't know if she's here, but also as soon as we had began development of the site, she had come, she walked with me, very concerned about the environmental remediation, and actually picked out the brick color. So thank you to County Legislator Bergen. I'd like to again acknowledge the Town of Islip and to thank them for selecting the GGV COCA team. There's quite a few people to thank within the town. So I am going to hopefully try not to miss anybody. But Supervisor Angie Carpenter, Commissioner of Planning and Development Ella Dokanal, Jessica Joyce, Mia Knapp, Chief Building Inspector Louis Castronova, Alicia Bullock, Jerry Mulligan, all played a major role at the town in getting this done. Shortly after we were selected, the town had initiated weekly calls. And every single week, with the town's leadership, myself, Allison from GGV, JL, and the teams got on, and we talked about every single detail to get through in this project. What was fascinating to me was nobody missed. Mia actually had COVID one day and still dialed into the Zoom call to ensure that she didn't miss it. So thank you all for contributing to this project and making it a success. Supervisor Carpenter, if you could please come up.
Thank you so much, David, for your enthusiasm, for your confidence in us here in the town of Islip. And seeing all levels of government here represented really speaks to the import of this magnificent project. And it truly, truly is in this incredible community of Central Islip. There's so much that has been happening way up north, south of here, but this section here of the town, of the hamlet, really needed the attention. And thanks to the confidence of Governor Hochul and her team, Kevin Law is here, and Kara, who saw fit to grant us that DRI grant of $10 million. It kind of jump-started what we needed to do here to really make this, give it that sense of community and downtown and everything that we treasure here. So I just want to thank everyone for the part that each of you played in this. I see our economic development team is here. This is a tremendous project, and it speaks more than just this hamlet and this town. It really, as David said, speaks to the region. We need so much more of this. And I know Legislator Bergen was mentioned, but I want to also shout out to Legislator Steve Flatterin, who had been a member of our town board and is now on the county legislature, who always paid attention to the hamlet of CI. And our team at the town, and I know I see our Commissioner of Public Works and Parks here, Tom Owens, he was not shouted out to. So, Tom, thank you for being here. And as the county executive said, let's look forward to cutting that ribbon. Take care.
Okay. As the supervisor said, and I failed to mention that the IDA was a big part of this project in financing and allowing sales tax, recording tax, and a pilot. And just want to thank Brad Hemingway and John Weisler for their support and their investment in the project. Thank you. So I'd like to talk, we got to break up the state, because the state was involved in a lot of different ways in this project, as Angie mentioned, starting off with the DRI. When we finance projects like this as developers, we seek capital funding from New York State Homes and Renewal. And we have Alexa Sewell here today with us from New York State Homes and Renewal. And it was pretty substantial. I'm going to take a look down just so I can make sure I have the numbers right. But over $24 million in federal and state tax credits, $4 million of housing trust fund, $6 million of middle income funding, and $1.2 million to see the retail successful. That is a tremendous investment that the state made here. We haven't even gotten to ESD yet. But without that funding, we couldn't make this happen. I found this project particularly unique because not every project that we have actually, failed to mention OPWDD, but hit so many different populations and funding sources here. And in addition to that, the state has this community investment funding, which in this particular project is so incredibly important to activating the retail. Why? Because that funding helps go to build that retail and that supportive space for teatro, and that those commercial leases can be affordable to businesses that can start out. So I want to thank the governor. I want to thank Alexa. If you could please come up and say a few words.
Hi, good morning. I'm here on behalf of Governor Hochul and HCR Commissioner Ruth Ann Wisnauskas, and it's really wonderful to be here. I'm glad that neither of them were able to come so that I could. It's especially exciting to be here in Central Islip because of all the projects we're doing across Suffolk and Nassau County that are bringing affordable housing to a part of the state where it's so desperately needed. I want to thank, first and foremost, Dave Gallo and his team at Georgia Green Ventures, who truly are a fantastic development entity who we love working with, we've done a lot of work with, and who we hope to do a lot more work with here in Long Island especially, and throughout the state. And of course our state partners at the New York Department of State, Empire State Development, and the Office for People with Developmental Disabilities, who all helped provide funding and resources to make this project a reality. And I would like to especially thank our local elected officials. Thank you so much for your support. Suffolk County Executive Ed Romaine and Town of Islip Supervisor Angie Carpenter. You're providing really vital leadership here, and we're really proud of the state to be able to partner with you all. Islip is working really hard to make itself an accessible and vibrant place for people to raise their families. It's become a pro-housing community, which along with more than 350 other municipalities statewide have access to $750 million in discretionary funds. And the governor just announced last week that One Carleton Green received an additional $3.8 million through the Long Island Investment Fund, which is a $26 million initiative to support 5 transformative housing projects across Nassau and Suffolk counties, which is going to create nearly 750 new housing units. We're really proud that under the leadership of Governor Hochul, we've helped to create or preserve nearly 2,600 affordable homes in Suffolk County. Each of these developments demonstrate the governor's holistic approach to housing and showcase many of our top priorities. Here at One Carleton Green, we are checking a lot of the boxes that Dave talked about. We're creating nearly 100 units of affordable housing. We're transforming underutilized property, building close to the LIRR, and providing vulnerable residents with access to on-site support from the terrific team at, I will tell you what it is, Family Residences and Essential Enterprises.
I was so close.
This work is part of Governor Hochul's 5-year, $25 billion housing plan that's on its way to creating and preserving 100,000 affordable homes statewide. And when you think about all of the people and all of the efforts that went into creating 96 units here today, and you multiply that over the state to get to 100,000 units, it really is an incredible collective effort to help our residents, to help our communities, and it's incredibly impressive. We're very, very proud to be a part of it. Like all of you, I'm really looking forward to coming back for the ribbon cutting, because those are truly the best. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep, so that doesn't blow away.
Oh,
Yes.
sorry, Dave. I also want to acknowledge Ross Karp,
Hi.
who's here. Okay, thank you. Do you
Yeah,
want to do
I
it? You do it.
Yeah,
Ross, yes.
I was actually also going to shout out Ross Karp, Downstate Director for Housing for the state at HCR. Ross, thank you so much. You are so important for us to get projects done. Thank you for always being available, and thank you for working with us. Okay, so many of you know me, and many of you know that I have a daughter, a 13-year-old daughter with intellectual disabilities. Audrey is nonverbal, and she spends most of her time in a wheelchair. And over the 13 years, I've gotten to know many families like the family that we have, and getting to know them and getting to see how they live and the lack of resources that exist for families with children and adults with intellectual disabilities or developmental disabilities. So I'm going to be, one of the happiest people when this building is done, so that we can deliver these much needed 15 units for families who have children or adults with intellectual disabilities. It's a little selfish, but every time we develop, I want units in our buildings serving this population. And without the support of Suffolk County and their initiation of funding, and without the support of OPWDD, this could not be possible. But now it is. And I would like to invite up Willow Bearer from OPWDD to come and speak on behalf of the agency. Okay.
She sends her regrets. The governor called her away on business, so our apologies. I'm the
No.
director for the Long Island Regional Field Office, and I wasn't prepared to
First,
speak on it.
okay, no problem.
But she sends her congratulations, and
Congratulations.
she's very excited. Yes.
Yes, thank you very much. I can't help but think about, as you just heard, she's unavailable today, but I can't help but think about those individuals leaving in this building having access to the theater, having access to the retail, having access to those shops and restaurants. So it's going to be an incredible transformation of life for them and their families. I'd like to invite and talk a little bit about ESD and, the catalyst beginning with the DRI grant. Because without the DRI grant and the town and Ella and Jessica submitting for that funding, by the way, Ella and Jessica, thank you so much. We love working with you. There wouldn't be sewers here, right? Without sewers, you can't have apartments, you can't have retail, right? So one building block after another. So the state's DRI program, town that submits, is awarded and actually selected this site as the site to build affordable workforce housing before they went out to develop. And so we have a couple of people from ESD here. Kevin Law, my man. So the first time I met Kevin, it was surprisingly not that long ago. But when I did meet him, we were at an event. And we started discussing affordable housing. And when I tell you that very next week, he came out and visited our site in Riverhead and our two in Southampton that very week, because he wanted to see what was being developed, how it was being done, and that is how much he cared about seeing affordable housing come to fruition. Kara Longworth, I started working with you 17 years ago on one of my first affordable housing projects, and I think it's pretty awesome that we are still working today. So without the two of you, Chairman and Kara, supporting projects like this and working on providing infrastructure funding and lift funding for the housing, it would not be possible. Kevin, if you could please come up. Thank you. Thank you.
Good morning. What a great day. And a day like this doesn't happen without partnerships. Partnerships at all levels. And it starts at the top with Governor Kathy Hochul, who has really made housing one of her top priorities after trying to keep our communities safe here and throughout the state. And she has made housing a priority. She understands the need, and she's directed all the state agencies to try to help people like Dave and GGV to get housing projects done. So kudos, and give Governor Kathy Hochul a big round of applause. So before I was chairman of ESD, when I was still running the LIA, I was the co-chair of the Long Island Regional Economic Development Council, the REDC. And Cesar Perales, the former Secretary of State, who hails from the CI and Brentwood area and still has lots of family out here, called me up and he had this great idea for the Downtown Revitalization Initiative. And I remember when it got kicked off, and the first year, the first round of the DRI, Angie and her team applied for the Central Islip community, and she didn't get it. So then in the second round, Angie and her team tried again, and again, great project, but we had a lot of great communities. The first one, who did the first one? Westbury, yes. And then I think the second one was Hicksville. So Angie was determinative. She was like, Central Islip needs a shot in the arm, and we're not going to give up. And so the third round of the DRI, Angie and her team applied again, and she won. And if you didn't have that type of determination and the commitment to all the communities in your town, this day would not be happening. So give Angie Carpenter a big round of applause. And as Dave alluded to, my dear friend for many, many years, we won't say how many years, we have a county, right on time, Ed, right? We have a county executive who cares about housing and economic development and community revitalization more than any county executive ever has. His commitment, and it drives down to his team with Sarah and her team and the IDA and everybody in the county level. Again, without the partnership, the state, the county, and the town, things like this don't happen. So give Ed Romaine a big round of applause. So Dave rattled off all the state monies that came to this project. And again, you can't make housing affordable without a lot of investments from the federal and the state and the local governments. And so it's great that HCR and Ruth Ann and her team were able to cobble together all the different HCR funding programs. But at ESD, GGV was a beneficiary of not only the DRI grant that went to the Town of Islip, but we have this Long Island Investment Fund. And it was a fund that was created by our New York State Senate delegation at the time, led by our great state senator, Monica Martinez. Give Monica Martinez a big round of applause. Because without Monica's help, the Long Island Investment Fund would not have been created. And then Governor Hochul, at the time when the LIF, we have nothing but acronyms at ESD. So the LIF, the DRI, ESD, goes on. Well, you have the whole alphabet soup. But the LIF initially was created only for big economic development projects. And then Governor Hochul directed ESD to change the criteria for the LIF to allow some monies to go for housing and projects like this. So then Dave was able to apply and then get a Long Island LIF grant to cobble together with the DRI grants, to cobble together with the HCR grants. And again, you see, things like this don't happen without a partnership at the state, county, and the town level. And then it comes down to a good quality developer. And I've known, Dave mentioned, every sector of every employment has some interesting folks in there. They have some good folks in there and have some folks who give the sector a bad name. But and the development community is not immune from that. But there are a lot of great developers in this region. And I really, Dave and GGV is really one of the best developers of affordable housing and all types of housing projects on Long Island. And then he brings on a great construction company with Devin Kolka, and I was good friends with his dad, Jack. And again, that's a great team with municipal partners, county partners, state partners, and that's how you make something like this happen. So Dave, to you and your team, congratulations. God bless you all. I also look forward to coming here for the ribbon cutting ceremony. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Kevin. That meant a lot. Okay. I'd now like to invite up Sue Sorrentino from Free, our partner in developing and housing these units for intellectual disabilities. Come on up, Sue.
Good morning, everybody. Yes, free. We say free easier than the whole name of the organization. So exactly. So I'm just here. Our agency, Free, is so excited and honored to be part of this opportunity and this project development. You know, as we've heard this morning, it is affordable housing on Long Island is a challenge, and especially so for the people that we support with developmental disabilities. And we couldn't be any more happier to be participating because I've seen the work that GGV's done. I've been to some of their projects or developments, I think is a better word, right? In different areas. I've been to the one out in Riverhead. And I think the best thing I could say about it is I would love to live there. And when I can say that, I know that the people we support are going to be feeling the exact same way. So again, very grateful for the opportunity. And we're really grateful for the innovation that people have put together. You know, people have worked, OPWDD, HCR, the Suffolk County, Town of Islip have all worked together to put providers and developers together to make this to be able to happen. So to have these units set aside has been a fabulous outcome. And again, following, you know, what's coming out of the state of New York and the governor's office too, we are looking forward to the future and are so thrilled that these kinds of opportunities are going to continue. So again, thank you all, and thank you so much, GGV. We're very happy to participate. So thank you, everybody.
All right, we are very close to wrapping this up. I'd like everyone from Georgia Green to come on up. Right back here. Now everybody's here today.
Wow, we got a big team. Huh?
Yeah.
Look at this.
Takes a village.
When Matt and I started the company, it was the two of us about 13 years ago. Just to close, I just want to thank everyone at the Georgia Green Ventures team. It is your dedication that makes days like this possible. The work that we do does in fact change lives. Families will now have a safe place to call home because of what we do together, and there's a profound impact. And I want to thank all of you for the work that you do. Thank you. Really hope I didn't miss anybody. I'm sure that I did, but thank you all for coming today. Thank you for celebrating, and thank you for working with us. Walter, 16 months. Let's go. Thank you, everyone. Hey. All right. I have to get a yeah. Okay. All right. So on three. Let's go. Ready. 1, 2, 3.